Alright, well hello, I'm so excited to show you what's in this rattlesnake kit. I've used it with 4th graders in an elementary setting, but it's very usable for all the different grade levels. So one thing that comes with the kit is a curriculum binder that has videos, and it has the curriculum set up in stations. The DNR set up the stations to fit with the old grade levels, middle school and high school, and I adapted the curriculum to fit elementary levels. So I'm going to go ahead and show you each of the stations.
Okay.
Station over here. Each station comes with a piece of paper that will give you what materials are in the station and kind of the directions of how to use it or what observations to make. They're labeled station 1, station 2, whatever, but you can totally mix them up whatever way works for you. Okay, so in this station you have, you'll need to have an iPad or a laptop available for your students using it, because you're going to be going to a YouTube video that talks about how to do this. So you'll need that, and then you have this fabric snake, and you also have a transmitter. Okay, so the first thing you would do is go to that the YouTube spot, which is labeled right here in this sheet, and it shows an actual operation of DNR people putting this transmitter under the skin of a hognose snake. So it's very cool, and the kids are like awed at watching that. And then after they watch that, then they get to practice doing it. So under here, instead of using a scalpel, then we just zip her open, and then they put the transmitter in there and zip it shut. And then that video also shows how they use it out in the wild. So just kind of a fun station for them to see how scientists observe snakes out in the wild. Okay, the next station is this station with the toy plush snake. So again, it has, the station tells the things that are here. So you have a toy plush snake. It even has a little rattle at the end. And this is the approximate size of an actual timber rattlesnake. Okay, and then it has a snake hook that they use out in the field. Okay, they have a weight measure, so it's like a hanging scale to measure the weight. And then there's a tube to help get the snake under control so it doesn't bite you, and then a bag to weigh it in. So I'm going to kind of show you, you know, if you're going to pick up the snake and use this hook, you know, the best way is to reach out and just pick up the snake, and that way you don't have to get your hands near the snake. And when they're like this, they're less likely to reach out because they're trying to balance on it. Okay, so that's a safe way to pick up the snake. If you're wanting to measure it, then you would have another student holding this tube, and you would have the other student pushing the snake's head into the tube. Okay, so it's hard to do by myself, so I'm just going to put it in there. But once you get the snake's head in the tube, then you have one student holding the snake like this, while the other student will take the tape measure and go ahead and measure, you know, how long the snake is. Okay, so that's how they do it out in the field. It's just good for kids to see how to really do it. So now if you're going to weigh the snake, then you would take a bag and pick it up with the hook, and then you're going to put the snake in the bag, and then you tie the bag and then you're going to use this hanging scale to weigh the snake. The kids just get the biggest kick out of trying these things because this is what they really do out in the field. So you're going to hook the scale onto the tie here, and then when you hold it, now you can get the weight of the scale and just find it right there. Okay, so now they're going to get those two measurements, and they're going to record their answers on here and get that into their journals. Okay. Right, this station has the rattlesnake skin. It's my absolute favorite station because it's the real skin. It is amazingly cool. Okay, so here you're going to have the rattlesnake skin and a magnifying glass, and that's all you need because the kids will just be enthralled with it. So you have this snake skin, and if you can see, this is the back of the snake and this is the belly. Okay, so they cut it down the belly, and so if you folded it up like this, then that would be what it would look like. So you make sure you tell the kids that. You want to make sure that you look at those scales on the belly. They're much wider and longer because then they can grasp on the things. And then the back of the snake is much smaller scales, more diamond shaped. Okay? It has the rattle at the end, which actually shakes. That's connected there. So cool to have the kids be able to touch and feel that. And then that's where the head would have been, right up there. So I always tell the students when they use this center to pet the snake towards the tail, because if you pet that way, then the snail's scales can come off. So always pet that direction, and when they hold the rattler, make sure they're doing it gently so that they don't break any sections off. Okay? The magnifying glass is great to use here. You might want to try to have a couple other ones available so they can all use it. Taking pictures of this is amazing, especially close up. So this particular one doesn't have directions, it just has observations that they should make and has some discussion questions for them. Okay, this next station is the snake skull. It's my second favorite one because the skull is so cool. The skull is encased in a box with plexiglass so you can see right through it. It says right on this station, do not take the skull out of the box. And the box is nailed and taped shut, so make sure your students know not to take it out. It's very fragile, but very, very cool to look at. So again, we have a magnifying glass so they can look up close. It also has pictures of a non-venomous snake and a venomous snake so they can see the difference in the teeth and the shape of the head, and you can talk about where the venom is kept and stored and what the purpose of the different types of teeth are between venomous and non-venomous. Okay, this station is kind of a combination of two. You can either put them separately or together, but since I was a science specialist, I had not as much time to work with them, so I put two stations together, and one of them has 6 different types of snakes. Well, right here I guess there's only 5. So 5 different types of rubber snakes, and 2 of them are rattlesnakes, and 3 of them are non-venomous snakes. So the point of this center is for them to notice that snakes are not all poisonous snakes and they don't all look alike, and have this discussion of why do they have these certain colors, what shape of their head makes a difference, and how can you tell the difference between a non-venomous and a venomous snake. Okay? If you have other snakes, add them to it. So there's that. And then the other part of it, which could be a separate center, is showing the snake and its x-ray so that you can see the backbone of the snake and the head. And then it also shows several different other animals and their skeleton. And so the purpose of that is to have the kids look at the backbone and the other bones of the different animals and compare what's the difference between a snake skeleton and a fish and a rabbit and a bird. So it gives them that correlation. Okay? It shows the entire snake and sitting in the habitat that you would naturally find it in. So this station is great for really good observations, and then gives you some discussion about it. It also will have a book called Snakes in Minnesota, and so then you can look through there and see if you can find other venomous snakes that might live in Minnesota. So all of these stations work really well if the kids come to the stations with a journal, a science journal, to make their observations and record their data. Okay, now this curriculum that is available for you, one of the main things that you want to take a look at in here is the Snake Rattle and Roll video, and that has some short video clips that will talk about like the lifespan or the venom or the rattles, how to move a rattlesnake. Oh, Jamie finds a snake, and that's using the transmitter over there. So you don't have to watch every single one of the videos. If you were me, I would go through and look at all the videos first and find out which fits your curriculum. But excellent source of information for your kiddos. And then also in here is the different center things and where things go. Here's the rattlesnake measurement data thing, so you can make copies of that. There's also some other materials that you can use if you have more time. If you're a specialist like I am, you have less time, so I wasn't able to use all the materials. If you're a classroom teacher, you could spread this over a week-long time period and give little mini lessons yourself. And so then you might want to talk about what snakes eat and the food chain, which is kind of nice to have. So it gives teacher answer sheets for the stations, but I prefer not to use answer sheets. I'd rather have them have discussions. So I have them use their journals and write all their observations and draw sketches and write down all the questions they have, and then we come together and talk about it together as a group. But you can use these answer sheets if you're wanting to. In the back, it gives different information for you as a teacher to read about these timber rattlesnakes, so that it gives you just more knowledge about it. At the way back, they have information about the tail and what to watch out for. They also show some information about the button of the rattle, because the kids have a lot of information, a lot of questions about, well, how do they get the rattle? Well, how to get there? And so it'll give you some information about the rattle and the inside of the rattle, because kids will say, well, what's inside the rattle? Well, there's nothing. It just has that structure inside there. So really good pictures back there that you could show them. And then the different rattle segments and what's hidden. Okay. It also has something showing about the gender of the snake, because one of the videos that you'll watch is talking about, is it a boy or girl? And it's like really, really short and uses some vocabulary that they're not going to have. And so this will give you the vocabulary and explain it a little bit more, so that when they watch that little video clip, then they'll go, oh, and it'll make more sense. So that was very nice of them to put in there. Okay. And then shows kind of a picture of where they are. So really good resources here to use with it. Now, like I said, I was a specialist, so I only had 50 minutes with the kids each week. So I spread this out over a 3-week period, and so it was 3 different class periods that I had with them. I always start out by doing a wonder wall and having the kids ask all their questions. What do you want to know about rattlesnakes or any snakes in general? And that gets their interest peaked. So then you have those questions the whole time you're doing this unit, and then we watch the videos. Okay, so that was my first time with the kids. We didn't even take the kid out. The next 2 times I split the stations into 3 stations and gave them at least 10 minutes with each station, so that they could do their journal entries and we could have discussion with it afterwards. And then the 3rd time they would go and rotate through the last 3 centers. So that's what worked for me. Well, my favorite activity, like I said, was the rattlesnake skin, and the kids tend to gravitate toward that as well. But my second favorite is the discussions that they have about it, because these kids, they'll come up with things that you never would have thought of, and they get so interested in it. And basically the main point of this rattlesnake kit is to get kids to understand that you don't want to kill rattlesnakes. They're really important for our ecosystem. And yes, they can bite you, but you talk about how you can help yourself and protect yourself. They're just an animal just like we are, and they belong in our world. So I think that's the most important takeaway from this kit.